Hey guys, we're the Greens. Where were you at right before we first met?
Ooh. I was in our hometown in North Carolina. I was a hairstylist at that point, about 7 years in, and I was thick in my singleness, but passionately pursuing God. Where were you at?
I was in North Carolina, living in a one-bedroom apartment,
Yeah.
working at a sports and recreation center,
Ooh.
and I was a very busy Christian.
Oh.
Yeah, I was doing all the right things, checking off the things on my Christian to-do list, but I did not have a very deep walk with the Lord. But on the outside, it looked like I did.
With you saying that reminded me. He told me, if I'm too busy, then let me know. If I'm doing something every night and too busy, let me know. And I said, I'm letting you know right now you're doing too much. I mean, literally every single night he was doing something. And I'm like, all
Yeah,
right. I mean, I could try, but nah, I'm going to need you to rub this in.
I was busy all the time. Every single night, I was doing something with friends, family, sports, a lot of basketball, something, just it was just nonstop. So when we first met, I was pretty busy.
And I was not, I mean, I definitely was meeting in some fellowship groups and stuff. But any spare time I had, I was alone in my room by myself with my Bible, a book of growth, or my journal. And so when I met him, it was like almost two different extremes. And it was like, oh, here we go. So we both needed some balance.
So what happened on our first date?
Oh, our first date. Well, let's
Also,
classify what date is. When was our first date, honey?
coffee shop.
So he claims the first time we ever met, that was our first date. Comment below if you feel like that's the first date or you feel like it's just a first meeting to get to know one another.
It was a date.
He claims the date.
So our first date, we went and met at a coffee shop. Did not know what to expect. We did know each other from the past. I
Ish.
was friends with her siblings. We went to the same schools, but she was younger, not too much younger. But so we knew of each other. So the very first time that we met for coffee, it was more getting to know one another, and we talked about Jesus for 3 hours.
He slid in my DMs.
Yeah, very romantic. I sent her a message on Instagram. I talked about Jesus for 3 hours, and it was really good. And I remember you were talking about a different Jesus than the one that I knew at the time. She was talking about a more personal, deeper relationship, experiencing the things in the Bible in real life, things that I'd always read about, but I had never seen firsthand. And it really caused me to examine my walk with Christ, examine myself. And when we left that meeting, I was very much intrigued. One, because she's beautiful and good personality, and I wanted to see her again. But then two, is because I wanted to know what she was talking about with this new Jesus that I was hearing about.
So when we left that day, we actually both individually called our mentors at the time, or maybe you called your mom first. I can't remember. Either way, we literally called them and we basically knew that we wanted to be with each other for the rest of our lives. And that's crazy. He knew, like, first things first, he wanted me to be his wife. I kind of did, but I still had that guard going on of like, I need to give this a little bit more time. But it was like, I knew. So we started dating and dating and dating. So we started meeting up multiple times as we continued to talk and get to know one another. Just like he said, the first date we met and talked about Jesus for like 3 hours. And I kind of laid it out of what I'm about and who I'm about. I didn't hold back really anything, which actually surprised me because I had never really did that, especially with a male. But it helped filter out who would actually remain whenever I do represent the true Jesus. And so we kept meeting. And he recognized that he wasn't truly following to the I guess, deeper depths of following Jesus.
I was a surface level Christian.
Yeah, he definitely was doing to what he knew. And I saw through that as well, but also like the loving kindness of the Lord. Like he kept sharing with me in my own time, the Lord, just to be patient because the Lord was going to do a mighty work in Scott's heart. I didn't come in with the intent to try to fix him or control him or try to like get him to where he needs to be spiritually. There was definitely desires there, but I just literally clothed myself with the peace of heaven and allowed the Lord to do that, because if it's not from God and I'm trying to put my own hands to it and control it or whatever, then that will not remain. And so we had some conversations continue on to accumulate about like the Lord. And little did I know that the Lord behind the scenes was definitely working on his heart more and more. I was just praying and letting the Lord guide and lead. And even in moments, the Lord would actually tell me to be silent because I wanted him to get his own revelation and to dig deeper by himself in the Word.
Yeah, you were patient, and she didn't force anything on me. She didn't push me. She wasn't trying to make me do whatever she thought I should be doing. She just was waiting for the Lord to do a work in me. And once that work came about and I was walking deeper with God and the Holy Spirit was filling me up and was operating in a more intimate and closer relationship with him, that was when we were able to then move into that engagement season.
Yeah, the Lord actually had shared with me in my secret place with him that once he like really got filled with the Holy Spirit and dig deep with him, that we would shortly be engaged. And that's exactly what happened.
So yeah, we got engaged shortly after that. And we had a very short engagement. We wanted to get married as fast as possible. So we only had a 60 to 70 day engagement.
Yep.
Had a very simple, short wedding. It was awesome. And then went on a really cool honeymoon.
But on a key point on our second date, I actually shared with Scott that I am plant-based. He found out that because we went to a restaurant, and when it came time to order, I just shared with him about my lifestyle of being plant-based.
So me being a former college athlete, college coach, being plant-based was foreign. You know, I did not understand how you cannot eat meat. Grilled chicken to me was life, protein, all those things. But I was very receptive, like good for you mindset, but I'm never going to do that. And fast forward to the engagement part, I had actually been doing research on plant-based lifestyles and diets and other people who were well-known, who were vegan. It started to intrigue me. I started to get very curious. And then the Lord started to work on me during the engagement process that I needed to be on the same page as my wife when we got married. That for us to be one flesh, a team, one household, also be one diet causes confusion if we have two different diets and then you bring Shiloh, our baby boy, into the mix, and mom and dad have two different diets. So I decided to go plant-based, and we ended up going on our honeymoon. I ate everything, and then
all inclusive.
And then the day that we got back was the day I cold turkey went.
We were flying. I remember we were literally flying about to land, and he like just was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, on Monday I'm going vegan." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, so I've been plant-based now for almost 3 years, which is
that's true.
mind-blowing to me.
Man.
I never would have thought those words would ever come out of my mouth. But it's been good. It hasn't been very hard. It hasn't been challenging. I've also had a great coach in my wife. She does all the meal prep and planning and the research behind all the things. So literally I just have to show up and eat. But it's also changed my health. That was one thing that I noticed right away, that I used to have really dry skin. My skin cleared up immediately. I actually put on like 8 to 9 pounds of muscle right when I went plant-based, and my recovery's been a bunch of different advantages that I have noticed over the first few years. So yeah, so we are a plant-based family, and we're not going to hit on that a ton, in all of our content, but it is a part of
who we are
and our house and our diet. And we're going to throw out, and if you have any questions about that, we'll be throwing out some things that we know and we eat and we can share. And yeah.
I actually remember whenever you first did it, I was like, okay, why? Like, what is your why with it? Because I never once initiated for him to become that either. And if anyone knows Scott Green, you're not going to make him do anything. So I knew it was definitely like he wanted to do it. And his why was just to see how his body did, how his overall health has did. So now 3 years in, he can speak for himself that there is fruit. Like it is good.
So what has been our biggest challenge, you think, so far in marriage?
Ooh, are you sure you want me to answer that?
Mm-hmm.
I would say communication. And the reason why I say that is we did start our marriage in the worldly terms older, as in our ages. I actually was 30 and you were 35 at the time. So with that, we were both very independent for the whole tenure of all your 20s. And so we could go and do whatever we want, whenever we wanted, and not have to think about someone else. And so honestly, partnered with that is selfishness, I guess, in a sense. So like communication and letting go of selfishness, because it's hard whenever you are not used to thinking about somebody else.
We both had done things our way for so long that whenever you all of a sudden go from living by yourself for X amount of years to having a spouse and sharing a home and sharing finances and just all those things, that it changes what you're used to. But we've been able to navigate it pretty well.
Yeah.
That's one thing about us getting married older. We also,
that is a bonus.
We're more mature. Mm-hmm. And we're both walking with Jesus, which is the ultimate key to everything. So whenever we do have issues, we handle it in a very mature, Christ-like way. Instead of putting things under the rug, we face it, we talk about it, she cries about it.
We face it. We face it. I will not go to bed angry. Ain't that what it is? Like in the Bible, like don't go to bed angry.
Yeah.
I will not allow that. Which I don't think I really ever get angry towards you. I get super upset. Like I do not like if there's any form of tension. I like to hit it straight on and let's keep it trucking.
So I think that our advice to all the couples out there that are watching, I'm sure we're going to get people who are in your dating season, early marriage, or have been married for a long time. I think the key to everything is God.
Yes.
It's having Jesus Christ at the center of your relationship, of your home. He is the cornerstone. He is how we navigate marriage, how we navigate parenting, how we navigate literally everything. And if that is solid and it's in place, then the foundation is going to be strong and your marriage is going to thrive. Yeah, thanks for following along. We're excited to share our family, how we parent, how we navigate marriage, our home life, our diets, all those things. So we appreciate you guys and we are excited for this journey. We have had a lot of fun just filming throughout the day and sharing that with you all, and we'll continue to do it.
Side note, Scott did not like pictures and videos when we were dating. Now he has to get over it.
Here we are.